Back to another week, another Saturday night live stream, and it's Case A tonight, I think, unless nothing piques my interest in here. For some reason, I was thinking Case A all day today, though, so that's what we're going to do. I was kind of thinking chili, but I don't know. This is the case that I opened from the top, which is, because of this flap, easier to get to everything. And if I trap that under that picture, my shadow box. All right. So I will give this a minute and make a really quick post. But we can always pull out Case B if need be. Okay. All right. There we go. YouTube does not like to send out notifications for me anymore. Not real sure why, but it's a thing. I think I've got a picture. I do not have the link though, so. All right. Nope. It's not there. Copy link. Okay. Huh. Get this post up, and then we will go through the menus and see what's left in there. Have I taken 2 out of this case? Are we even on the cases right now? We might be. Well, no. We've only done 3. Tonight's number 4. Okay. Post done. Oh. I might have messed up on this. Oh, Chusick. Okay, so maybe I didn't. I was thinking maybe I messed up and I did not make it public. I was thinking maybe I had it on, like, private, or what's the other one you can do? Private, and the one where I got to send you a link. Or, no, unlisted. Unlisted. What's up, Nunya? How's it happening? How's it going? Jay Watterson, what's up? And Chusick, what's up? Man, I have got to get a new tripod. I forgot that it had something. You see that? There's no way for me to tighten that up. It's like a bearing in it has gone bad or something, but I do believe that this tripod that I have is probably 20 years old. I think we got this when my kids were, like, real little. It might not be quite 20, but it's probably close. And that's probably why I have that going on. Like if you bump it, that's the result. And there is, I don't think, a way. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I might actually be able to tighten this up. Righty tighty. No, it's getting worse, actually. Yeah. My bad. I'll mess with it and see if I can't get it to tighten up, but if I can't, I need a new tripod. I need a few new tripods, actually. I need to get at least 2 or 3. This one will still be useful, but it'll have to be out of the way and sitting still. All right, let's go through these menus and see. Let's see what's left. Let's see what's left in this case. There we go. All right, the elbow macaroni and tomato sauce, which is a vegetarian menu. Menus 11 and 12 are veggie. I can remember years ago, I don't know how I got confused with menu 11 and menu 2. And I thought menu 11 was menu 2, like Roman numerals. And I screwed that up. That's definitely not pulling at my heartstrings right now. The beef strips and savory tomato-based sauce. This is one that I have not had this new menu. Well, new to me menu. And as soon as I get some folks in here, I've got to turn you guys on to something, because holy cow, is there some really, really smoking deals right now on eBay. So the meatballs, I haven't had meatballs in a long time, but I've got so many of these I've got loose mains. I'll bet you I've got at least 200 loose mains of the meatballs, but they're old. I mean, they're probably 2012, 2010 even, maybe 2010 to 2014, and I've probably got 200 of the mains, which I don't think that they're bad or anything. They just, you know, they're aged. Chili Mac, one of my favorites. And I thought I was going to have one of my favorites last week with the beef stew. And boy, was it a disappointment. I mean, the processed meat was just exactly like what you would expect it to be. You know, like that Salisbury steak, processed, formed and chunked and pressed crap. Wait a second. Oh, that's Chili Mac. And then we've got beef taco. Haven't had that one in years either. It's been a long time since I had a beef taco. Not in the mood for it tonight, though. Beef taco is off the possibilities. Shredded beef is a possibility. I guess the pizza slice could be on the menu, because I've not had the cheese pizza that I can remember. Maybe I have, actually. I don't recall. For some reason, my chat's not popping up either, guys. Hey, Spicy Tuna Rolls, what's up? Hang on, let me flip the camera around and say what's up to everybody. Let's see, we've got Horny Animal. Hey, I ain't seen you in the chat for a while. How's it going? Hey, Kaylin, good to see you in the chat. Erie Eric, hello. How's it going? Storm Tracker, how is the evening going? What did you say? I thought I seen you say storms or something. Yeah. Oh, that's Spicy Tuna Roll. Marguerite Risley. Smoky Smoking Deals. All right. Okay, there's enough folks in here. Look, check this out. I don't know that you guys will get the exact same coupon as I got, but you probably will. I would think that you would. I don't know why you wouldn't. Check this out. Well, I don't know if it's going to show me. All right. I'll flip the camera real quick. Look at that. See that price? That is $43 and free shipping on a case of authentic United States military MREs with a 2025 or better. Wait. Yeah, 2025 or better inspection date. I don't know why it says expire 2020. I don't know what that's about, but it doesn't matter. There'll be 2022's production date or better. And this is the same company that I ordered from before. Now, there's that Ammo Can. I think is his name, Ammo Can guy or Ammo Can something. He was the better of the deal. But look, even if you buy, they have this same person right here. Look, there's case A. I bought one of each for $43. I need to buy more. Like, I really should buy, I don't know, at least 5 cases each, because I'm telling you right now, it's $33 minimum to ship a case of MREs in today's postal service. They're such a joke. They're coming from North Carolina for me. Now, if you guys do not have this coupon, I do have a little bit of a trick for you guys, and you guys do want to buy some. Put them on your watch list, and then forget about it for, I don't know. It might not take long. You'll get a notification, most likely, and it'll say, hang on. They sent me an offer, and the offer was for $45, I think, is what they offer. Oh, what was that? I don't know if I can see the offer. Hang on. I should be able to. There we go. Bids and offers. There we go. And the offer right there. It was for... Well, it went away. Okay, that's fine because I made the purchase. But anyways, the offer was $45.05, which is almost $3 on a discount from the $48 that they are running right now, I think. Even at $48, guys, like, that's still a screaming deal. Ain't that what they're running? Purchases. Where's my purchase? There we go. Yeah, $48. Now, the Ammo Can guy, I do believe, is a couple dollars cheaper than that. But if you can get an offer sent to you or use this coupon, I mean, I would... $86 for 2 cases shipped. That's bananas. That's bananas cheap, I must say. What's the chat saying here? Because, like I said, I don't know. Really, Chusik? Wow. What year was your cases, Chusik? Because that's where my cases came from. My TTIs look here. They look good. They look good enough. I mean, yeah, I'm cool with that. It doesn't look brand new or anything, but they don't look bad at all. There are some cold weather rations popping up. Which ones you talking about, Spice? You just meal cold weathers? Because there are some meal cold weathers at reasonable prices right now. And that reminds me, there are also some first strike rations for an okay deal. Not as good as I would like to see, or as good as I passed up on, I should say. I can't remember if it's the same person or not. Might be. I'll check real quick. But I do need to get a case of first strike rations ordered. Because the new ones look better than my old ones. My old ones are I got a few left. I think I probably got 2 or 3 left. But oh man, it's been a weird evening around here. I probably got 2 or 3 left. The last time I had one, it was stale. There were quite a few items in it that were not that good. They weren't bad, but they weren't good either. Real quick, let me see if this is the one with the even if this isn't the one with the first strike rations. So this is the glamping world. This is not the one. They've only got double cases for $89, and then they've got the single cases right now for $48. But again, I mean, even if the TTI stickers are dark, for $43, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. That is a crazy price, man. Oh, somebody's selling, hang on, cheese pizza with sauce cases. 60 of them in a case. Oh, $179. I thought it said $79. I was like, $79, that's not bad, you know. $1.30 a piece or whatever it is. Nope, $179 for a case. That is wild. It's a lot. Alright, real quick, let me check. Yep, this is the ammo can guy. I think he's the one that's got the he had milk cold weathers and he had first strike rations for a decent deal. There we go. Oh, well, his rations aren't popping up. Maybe he's running out. What is that? Oh, I did see some halals for sale the other day, Kaylin. It seemed, I want to say that they were $89 for both, both parts. I can't remember who had them though. I think it might have been this guy right here. But I'm not seeing a lot of the stuff that he did have. It looks like, hang on, what? Well, he's got cases of low sodium Sapacos for $25 and $15 shipping. Which the last person I saw open a case of Sapacos, they got 16 rations in their case. That's calorie-wise, what you're getting in those, that's pretty good for that price. For $40, $40.75 to your door. Yeah, he ain't got the milk cold weathers listed up here, or, which I mean, I ain't went through his page, but I want to find those halals for you. I know they were on my watch list. Did you say, were you looking for like ration cold weathers to pop up, or were you looking for milk cold weathers? Epidemic proof waffles. Ah, yes, it is Memorial Day weekend, and it is certainly time to take a minute, a moment of silence for the fallen. We will do that in a minute. Has anybody had these also? Right here. It's not going to focus, but the case says MRE Giant, meals ready to eat. I saw these a while back, and I haven't seen them pop back up again like this. I'll click in. There weren't any pictures. Oh, yeah, these are weird. Check this out. I don't know what the heck. So they got the flameless ration heater types that go in the bag like that. Super cheap spoon and a napkin and a salt and pepper, a dessert, a bread item, and an entree. And I guess that's the bag. I don't know. Huh. I don't know. Last time I looked at these, they did not have a picture like that. I got 10, look at this, 10 pictures. And most of them are the exact same. 7 out of 10 of them are the same. That's not weird at all. They say that they were packed in 2023. Anyways, Kaylin, I will look and see if I can find them, which I'm sure you've got the same capabilities as I do. Milk Cold Weather's $21.50 a piece. Boy, that's a lot. That's a $250 case. A little over. Here's a case. Case Milk Cold Weather's $159. $159. I mean, what are you looking at? Like 12, 13? Is that 13 a piece? 10 of them be 130 plus 26. Roughly, yeah. Roughly 13 and like a little bit of change. Okay. Temu rations. That's kind of what it looks like, ain't it? Yeah. What's up, tacos? I was just saying, I haven't had the taco MRE in a long time. I remember the first time I had the taco MRE, and I think it came out in like 2012 or 2014. I can't remember. And I had the first year taco MRE, and there were no tortillas. It came with crackers, if I remember right. It was just super weird. Like, they had the capability of putting the tortillas in there, but they did not. They did not. How many people have eaten an old MRE? I would say a lot, if not most, of the people that frequent ration channels at this point. It's one of those itches that everybody, when they really get into this, they got to scratch it. So they'll find one off of eBay or somewhere. They'll find one somewhere, and they'll try it at least once. A lot of people don't like it and won't do it again, but a lot of people will try it at least once. So it's, I would say, probably like people that are in the ration content. Let's just say there's, in America, there's probably a couple million people that consistently watch ration channels and reviews, mainly Steve. And I would say out of that couple million, I would say at least probably 30% of that have at least tried something vintage. Now, to them, vintage might be 10 years old, but you get what I mean. All right, let's finish this case and see what else is in here, because there's the chili that I was talking about. So right now, it's kind of between taco, pizza slice. The beef shredded sounds good. This menu right here is one that I have not had in probably at least 6 or 7 years, if not more, because I always save them for my son. I know I bring that up every time I come across this. I'm like, yep, I save those every time. Every case that I've ever bought, I've saved the chicken and egg noodles after he decided he liked it. Yep. And this is one of my least favorite menus. Spaghetti does not do well being pre-cooked and put into a retort pouch. It just turns into mush. And I am a texture eater. I do not like gelatinous stuff. I do not like overly mushy stuff. what was it I had recently? It was, I don't think it was the beef last week, but something. Oh, I had to add water to, yeah, maybe it was that. But it was like oddly smooth. It had this really weird velvety texture to it. I can deal with that with like yogurt or ice cream. When I say yogurt, I mean like frozen yogurt. But when it comes to a savory stew, I don't want it to be velvety smooth like I would picture a frozen yogurt. You know what I mean? I guess meatballs was on the table too. So we can do chili. We can do beef shredded. This thing's heavy. It's not super thick, but man, that thing is heavy. Way heavier than the chili with beans. Yeah, there's quite a few ounces difference. And beef taco, like, look how small. This is a very compact menu. I know that there's tortillas, and I know that there's taco filling in there. Outside of that, I really don't know what else comes in the taco. The pizza slice is pretty thick. As you can see, look at the difference. I mean, yeah, big difference. All right, so it's between meatballs, shredded beef, cheese pizza slice, which is vegetarian, beef taco, or chili. I think it's kind of too warm for chili, really. So let's eliminate the chili. So chili, taco, beef, or meatballs. What do you guys think? Oh, old MREs are way better, Eric. For sure. Like I last week really like nailed that home for me as far as my personal preference after eating 3 of these what I would call fresh, brand new rations. I mean, of course, they're coming up on, what are they, 3 years old? I totally prefer MREs that are, the end of the good era. I would have to say, like, the really good stuff was 97-ish. Like 96 and 97, they were still transitioning over from the dark brown bags, and there was a lot of carryover. As far as it's not even about the individual items, I don't think. It's about the quality of everything, to be quite honest. The difference in the food that we're being provided now, or that we can purchase, or whatever, and this goes for everything that's in the grocery store, the quality has diminished over the past 4 to 5 years drastically. Something changed during the pandemic that I'm not quite sure exactly what the entire situation is. I know that there was a lot of manipulation and tomfoolery that went on with our food supply that I do not think has ended. I think it's something that's continued. Now, this happened one other major time that I know of. It's probably happened more than that. But according to the research that RFK has done and the way he explained everything, which that guy's dedicated he's dedicated decades to doing that research. And it seems like he knows his stuff. Like, I'm not going to say 100% for sure that he's right or wrong, but I tend to believe him. And somewhere in the mid-'80s, I think he said between 85 and 87, somewhere along in there, something drastically changed with our food supply. And that's when you started seeing a lot of these health issues with children start to present. And it's directly linked to the food, because I don't know how much this comes up in your guys' minds, but this is an old saying that I used to hear all the time. I don't hear it anymore, but you are what you eat. Like, your body is made up, your body's breaking down the stuff that you eat, and essentially it becomes part of you. So the stuff that they're doing with food nowadays, it's bad. So I think we've all known, I'm not going to go too long on this rant, but I saw a video today that made me think about this. I don't know if you guys remember or if you guys have even seen. It was probably between 10 and 15 years ago. There was a guy that was a salesman, and I think he retired in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. And he used to always buy McDonald's cheeseburgers. Just a plain cheeseburger. I don't think it, well, when I say plain, I think he just got them the way they came. I think it did have pickles and onions on it. And ketchup, but not mustard. So, anyway, he retired, and he had bought his cheeseburger that day like he always did, but he was a door-to-door salesman. He walked around door-to-door. I do remember that. And he stuck that cheeseburger in his jacket pocket. And when he retired that day, he forgot about having that cheeseburger in his pocket. That cheeseburger sat in his pocket, I want to say 15-ish, maybe it was even longer, 15 years or so. And this, like, made the news. They made a whole story out of this, and I'm sure you can probably still find it. But the guy found that cheeseburger like 15 years later, and it looked almost the same as the day that he put it in his pocket. Now, the reason that I bring this up, how many people eat McDonald's? What do they say? Like, how many million are served per day? I saw a guy on TikTok today who's doing his own McDonald's kind of experiment, and he got a Big Mac. And today, when I saw the video, it was 150 days ago that he had bought that Big Mac. And it has not molded. It has not changed, really. You know, the burger gets harder. The bun gets harder. But the cheese stays yellow. The bread stays white looking. The burger stays, you know, that dark, whatever that stuff is. I mean, it claims to be part hamburger. Anyway. And then so he did that. That's on 150 days now. I'd have to look him up. I don't know who the guy is. It's the first time I'd ever seen him today. But recently, over the past week or two, he has bought a cheeseburger, and he set that cheeseburger outside for 5 days. There wasn't a roach touch it. There wasn't a bird touch it. There wasn't an animal that was even tempted to come and eat that thing. That right there tells you everything that you need to know about McDonald's hamburger. Actually, let's just be honest, McDonald's food in general. Because if you guys don't know their process for their potatoes, they are potatoes, but what they do and their demands on the farmers that grow these potatoes, it's one certain type of potato. I can't remember exactly what type it is, but they spray them with this insanely heavy chemical. They set that they're not the farmers will not go outside for 5 days after they spray these chemicals. 5 days. They stay away from their fields. They stay away from it. Then, when they dig the potatoes up, they take the potatoes and they put them in these huge, the way they described them were like football stadium open spaces. And they single layer these potatoes. They do not double, they're not allowed to stack up on top of each other. And they have to set and air out because of the chemicals for 3 to 5 days after they're dug up. The reasoning that McDonald's says that they do this is so that there are no imperfections on their French fries, on their potatoes. They want every French fry to look exactly the same, which, I mean, it's pretty consistent, but every once in a while you still see the brown one. It's like, I'd much rather just have healthy Potatoes, I don't care about a bad spot. I cannot eat that one French fry. Who cares? You know what I mean? But I highly recommend you guys look this stuff up, because a lot of us are moving away from eating that type of crap anyway. Now, last night, what's up, Lurking Feds? that's a heck of an online name. So last night I had half of a Wendy's burger. And I'll be honest, it's one of the better burgers that I've had in quite a while. It tasted right. The burger tasted like burger's supposed to taste. I don't know how else to describe it. And I did have bacon on it. But it's been a while since I had a burger that was like, oh yeah, this is actually pretty good. Outside of going to Columbus and having a Five Guys or something, there's not really much choice for us to have a decent meal around here. So, yeah, the best burger, if you can get locally grown, you know, grass-fed beef, you're much better off. You got a son of the Baconator right in front of me. I had a triple Baconator last night. That's why I only ate half of it. So I actually cut it in half and only ate half of it. But man, was it good. It was really, really good. Yeah. Anyway, so we got to pick out a menu. It's been a long time since I've had any of these menus that I can recall. I mean, it seems like it's been a long time. I can't remember the last time I had a shredded beef, but it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago. But I still really like it. So, right now, it's shredded beef, pizza, taco, or, you know what? I'll even go as far as to I'll throw chili mac in the mix. It's between these four. Let me, Four Fingers of Death can be really good. It depends on what year it is. The early years of the Four Fingers of Death are like kind of Vienna sausage-like. But when you get up to like 1986, I think, somewhere along in there, 86, 87, they change. And they become a more firm, a nice beef hot dog. And I have had bad ones. They don't exactly hold up the best. But if you get good ones, they can be pretty good. I'll be honest. I have enjoyed more Four Fingers of Death than I can remember. A lot. I've had some really good ones. I've made like full-fledged decorated hot dogs, like relish and onions, and I've done the whole gambit of toppings. All right, let me lay these menus out right here. And let me get these ones out of the way right here. We got, I need to, let's see. This is calling my name, I think. That, or, I don't know, the pizza slice seems pretty good to me right now, too. What do you guys think? Well, I'll take a consensus, but I'm not going to promise that I'm going to listen to y'all. All right, there we go. We got one vote for chili and one vote for chili mac and one vote for taco. Oh, Kaylin, you haven't had one of the old Four Fingers of Death? I am sure that I have one that I could send you. I didn't know that you would want one of those, but I will, because I'm pretty sure they're probably going to have pork in them. So I don't know. You tell me if that's something you think you could eat. We're split right now. 3 ways right now. Best broasted? What's broasted? Did you mean roasted maybe? Broasted chicken ever? I'll tell you what I've been craving. And the only way I'm going to get it is if I make it myself, because it's not something you can buy. But my buddy turned me on to this cheesy potato soup that he used to make. And I thought to myself, like, that would be freaking amazing if you would boil some chicken and cut it up, shred it up, and add that into that cheesy chicken. And now I make a cheesy chicken potato soup. It's been years since I made it, since before I got hurt. But I really have been wanting to eat that, and I need to make it. Yeah, that's what I thought, Tim. That's what I thought. Oh, shredded beef. It's looking like shredded beef is the consensus. All roasted as fire? Like cooked on an open fire? All right, so no chili mac this week. No cheesy pizza. Cheesy. I'm sure it's not cheesy, but I'm sure I've had that. I think. I don't know. I don't know if I've had it or not. The cheese pizza or not. I think I got room to just stand up all the MREs upright in there now. Yeah. So it's looking like beef shredded is the way to go. Fire usually does. Cooking on an open fire people usually like that. It just depends. Look, I like things cooked on an open fire, but you got to be delicate with it. You can't just throw it out there on the fire and let it get all black and charred. I don't like that. I don't like my hot dogs to have super dark lines on them. Same with anything else that's cooked out on a grill. Like, I want it to be lightly cooked on it, but I do like the flavor that it adds. You just, again, it can be too much, and I'm not a big fan of like over smoked. Camera angle is a little weird, but we're gonna go with it. Will the peelable seal work this week? What is going on underneath my fingernail right there? I don't remember smashing it, but something weird underneath there. I noticed it yesterday. It's the first time I noticed it, but I don't know. All right, it worked, and it didn't rip the crap out of the bag. So this bag would be good for carrying water. And you could make a nice little handle right here by putting a little, and you could carry it like that. Or, I mean, you could just carry it like this, fold it up. But you can carry quite a bit of water in that. Let's see what's in the shredded beef, because I don't know, other than the shredded beef. There is the shredded beef with barbecue sauce. Let me go ahead and go throw this in the... No. I got to at least lay everything out real quick. Even though it'd be a little more convenient to go ahead and throw it in there. But there is our very weak accessory packet. Of course, last week I had an awesome accessory packet. Had an extra coffee in it and a bottle of Tabasco, which is right here. Nice. Really nice. What was that? Oh, it's beef stew. There is our partially biodegradable MRE spoon. Oh, cinnamon bun. Whoa. Love me a good cinnamon bun. Yes. Some cheese spread with jalapenos. Nice. Nice. I ain't had the jalapeno cheese in a minute. What is this? Okay. Apple, strawberry, carrot, puree squeeze. Ingredients: apple puree concentrate, water, strawberry puree. Contains 2% or less of sugar, carrot powder, sodium bicarbonate, ascorbic acid, and citric acid. This actually sounds pretty healthy. 2 grams dietary fiber, 22 grams of sugar, includes 3 grams of added sugar, which ain't too much of added, but huh. All right, well, I've never had that before. That's new. Apple, strawberry, and carrot. It's an interesting combination. Oh, chocolate hazelnut protein drink powder. Wait. This ain't like the old hazelnut cocoa beverage powder. Oh, man. If you do that, you can actually see the line down inside of it. There we go. What else do we have in here? Oh, there's our sleeve for our shredded beef and barbecue sauce. We've got 30 grams of sugar in there. Includes 28 grams of added sugars. What the? Why so much added sugar in shredded beef? Because of the barbecue sauce? Come on. We really don't need all that. 25 grams of protein. That's a lot. 1,200 milligrams of sodium. 52% of your daily value. That is just ridiculous. 330 calories. Wow. Flameless ration heater. Nice. These are good flameless ration heaters. And tortillas plain. Huh. Okay, so I guess I'm having some sort of taco tonight. Anyway, sweet. I'm kind of glad they're not the Chipotle ones. I don't think that'd go very well with the shredded beef, but that is everything. Not even a tiny bit of smell coming out of that bag. All right, let me go throw this. That is everything. Yeah. Let me go throw that in the boiling water really quick. And then we'll get everything else. Spider, it is. That sucks. It's dead. Anyway. All right. Tortillas. What is that? Little one. You over there? Kitty. Okay. All right. All right. I'm just checking. I was just checking on you. Whoa, easy. That cat. I need to set a timer. Set a timer for 4 minutes. All right, let's look at this. You know what? There's literally nothing in there that I need. You got your United States issued butt rations, some matches, moist towelettes, some chiclet style gum, a teeny tiny pack of iodized salt, and that is it. It's like, man, really getting weak with the accessory pack. It's kind of a, well, it is a huge disappointment. All right, let me go add some water to this. I'm going to mix it in this, but, and I think this would be better with cold water. What's it say to add? For use, allow water to just chemically, blah, blah, blah. Tear the pouch. Open the zipper. Add 8 ounces of cold water, about a third of a canteen cup, to the fill line. Close the zipper. Shake well. Mix. Consume promptly within 1 hour. Single use only. Okay. So it says cold water. So we shall do some room temperature water. I have had bad luck with these protein drink powders. I just not a fan of them. But and it definitely needs more than 8 ounces, but we'll put that in it for right now. And then we shall add more when we put it in the cup. I should have tried the powder on its own. And I forgot. Too late now. These things usually are like very reminiscent of like a pre-workout. Just that, it's that added protein. Soy, most likely. Let's see, we got maltodextrin, sugar, whey protein. Yep, that's it. Whey protein isolate. And then we got cocoa powder, coconut oil, corn syrup solids, sodium caseinate, a milk derivative, micellar casein, contains 2% or less of the following: sunflower lectin, dipotassium phosphate, mono, and diglycerides with, I don't even know how to pronounce that, I don't know, citric acid to preserve freshness, sodium aluminosilicate, salt, natural, oh goodness. This doesn't sound good. Ingredients list for this sounds like a science experiment. Oh, time to go get the shredded beef. Tell you guys what, man, it's been really weird around here without Stella. Oh, forgot my cup. If it's even clean. Sorry about that, guys. It's a little wet. I tried to dry it the best I could. We're Pink Floyding it this week, though. Same as last week, I do believe. Yeah, the salt is also a problem for me. I do not like consuming so much sodium. I mean, I really can't at this point right now consume an entire MRE and feel okay. I can do it, but it certainly makes me feel bad. I think they kind of mixed up okay. I think it still needs more water anyway. Yeah, also needs mixed up more as well. Some chunks in there. All right. That's it. That is the wall. I believe that was the album. Well, probably one of the album covers. I can't hold the cup up to show you guys this pouring in there, so I'll do my best. Oh, goodness, look how thick. I'm going to go add some more cold water in here. I want to say this cup is roughly about 12 ounces. But that would be brimful, and it's not brimful, so probably 11 something. What the? I just took that spoon out of the package. It's just a defect, it looks like, but you definitely need some plastic if you didn't shave it off like I'm doing right now with your fingernail or a pocket knife or something. Yeah. Give it a stir. Still rather thick. Cleaned off spoon. I should have heated these up. I'm going to throw them in this water real quick just so they don't break. I'll just leave them in there while I open everything else up, and they'll be good. All right, let's get bowl for the puree. That bowl, and I've got a cup right here. It's inside of this. It's a Melmac cup. And I've got a Melmac tray that matches all this that came from Sean. or roller yak, the one that runs the museum, which had to be closed down because he had to move from Philly. All right, cinnamon bun. Let's take a look. In a book. Reading Rainbow. My buddy seen that guy at the airport the other day, made a video with him. The Reading Rainbow guy. Is his name Lamar or something? I can't remember his name. Wow, that is one of the freshest feeling cinnamon buns. Wow, does it smell good too. It doesn't smell weird. It doesn't smell shelf stable. It just smells like a really fresh cinnamon bun. A lot of cinnamon, obviously, and then a little bit of the like yeasty cinnamon bun bread smell. That's really nice. A little bit of maple. That's, gotta say, looking forward to that. I am looking forward to that. This is apple, strawberry, carrot puree. Let's, oh, okay. Kind of looks like applesauce, a little thicker than standard applesauce, but definitely looks. Oh, I can smell the carrot. I can smell the carrot, but I can't smell anything else. Maybe a little apple. Does it even have apple in it? Yeah, okay, it does. That should be the main ingredient, is apple. Let's show a little piece of paper. Let's see what the ingredients were. I know it sounded really healthy. Apple puree concentrate is the #1 ingredient, so that's what it should be mostly, but it smells more of carrot. So, all right, a little cheese spread with jalapenos. All right. It's a little aggressive, but tortillas. I've been having really bad leg issues the last couple of days. I need to do something to increase my blood flow some more. There we go. These are nice and hot. Oh, I'm not a fan of the way tortillas smell right out the package like that, but look at there. I can even fold it over that way and it ain't cracking. That is good stuff. Good stuff. Here, I'm going to stick this one back in here and maybe it'll stay warm for me for a minute. Now let's get the shredded beef going. What do I do with it? What did I do with it? Huh. Oh, there it is. Underneath the cinnamon bun wrapper. It is hot. Yikes. Shredded beef. It's kind of like the Canadian pulled pork, except beef. Well, Canadian pulled pork's got potatoes in it, which I do actually like, but it just doesn't fit with pulled pork in my traditional sense of what my palate expects. Ow, that's hot. Ooh. It smells good. I smell the barbecue sauce. It smells very similar to Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. I smell molasses. I smell brown sugar is what it smells like. I smell a little bit of vinegar. Obviously, the tomato is the main scent coming off of that, a tomato base. All right, I think I got about 98% of that out of there, maybe 97. I can feel a little bit left in there. Little strands of beef. All right, I'm going to try this right off the rip. I see a lot of fat. It's got that strung together. You see that? My mouth is watering though, so there's that. All right, here we go. Trying the shredded beef. Down the hatch. Wow, that's tender. In a good way. It's got a nice chew to it. I didn't necessarily like all that fat, but it did dissolve quite quickly. The barbecue sauce is sweet, very lightly tangy, but the chew to that beef, that is very well cooked shredded beef, I gotta say. It doesn't taste like processed crap. It's not. I mean, obviously, you see the grain of the meat. I mean, there is a lot of mush going on there, but I think it's just overcooking and it's broken down. So let's make us a shredded beef wrap. Let's not screw around here. Get it while it's hot. I should be able to handle eating though. Look at that. See that? That's what you want to see right there. That looks great. The grain of that, it's just how it's supposed to be. Very nice. There's some big chunks of beef in there too. Just like that. I mean, that was a big chunk. Oh, you can make 2 fat tortillas or wraps with this. It's going to squish out all over the place. I just know it is when I take a bite. Need to try to plug that in a little bit. All right. There it is. Shredded beef. Military. This is what they issue. This menu is still around. I think they haven't gotten rid of it recently, have they? All right, here we go with the wrap. That first bite did not have any chunks of beef in it. It was just all that puree. Tastes good. It's just a really weird texture. And it's got just the slightest, I mean, really just the slightest amount of like heat, maybe coming from some pepper. That extra added beef that I added in there balanced it out okay. Better. The tortilla is kind of overpowering, to be honest. It really took over the flavor profile and dominated. Let me rip a little piece of this off. Put a little bit of cheese on, jalapeno cheese. You can see the jalapeno right in there. Very strong flavor. It's definitely got some good heat to it too. Let me fix this end on it here again. No, it's going to end up coming out. All right. Add some jalapeno cheese to the bite. All right, let's try this. Hopefully there's some meat in this bite. Not really. I would say that the cheese did nothing for that. I mean, really, I almost didn't taste it at all. First, the shredded beef is really pronounced because of the barbecue sauce. And then, when you get about halfway through chewing it up, the tortilla takes over and that's all you can taste. It's the tortilla. It's very strong. I would like to add a little bit of Tabasco to a bite. Let's see what that might do for it. Oh, that's way too much. May as well add some cheese spread to it too. Might help neutralize some of that heat from that Tabasco, because I drenched it really bad. All right, try it with some Tabasco and the cheese spread. Wow, I ruined it. That is not good. They do not mix well together. No wonder they didn't put Tabasco with this meal. Yeah, those flavor profiles just do not mix. The cheese spread with jalapenos is usually such a dominant flavor that it'll take over whatever you add it to. But I don't even really hardly taste it. I almost don't taste it at all. And my palate is super fresh starting off. And that's all I've had is so far as the beef. Look at that. That's some good looking beef right there. We'll add some more cheese spread to it, I guess. Well, yeah, I definitely just prefer just the straight beef. It is really good, though. Amber. Amber. Come here and try this. I never thought about the fact that you'll probably love this. You will. Probably want on bread. I'm gonna try a little bite. Shredded beef. Let's try it. Come on, hurry up. Yeah, you like it. I know. I mean, this is up there with probably, it's in my top. As far as current menus go, it's probably in my top 3. From my memory. Because it's been so long since I've had certain menus. And I have go-to menus that I go back to. I didn't have a regular drink mix. This is all they gave us. Well, that sucks. Huh. What did I do for a drink? How's the salt? You know, it doesn't taste salty at all. Really. Because I notice sodium. I mean, I can tell that it's got a high sodium level, but it's not like salty to my palate. But I know, like, I can taste that it's in there. And it will spike my blood pressure because of how much sodium is in there. I'm trying to get my swelling and blood flow and stuff under control. I went to this place the other day. It's either South Charleston or St. Albans, one or the other. Locally here in West Virginia. I was trying to buy a truck. And that was a disaster. Anyway. I was walking with this shopping cart. And it didn't have like the cutout at the, like the bottom rack that you put like dog food on, or, big heavy stuff. You usually put it on the bottom. It didn't have like a cutout for your legs to walk. And it was flat. And I guess I didn't realize that it was like that. And I was just walking and I hit my left leg. And it just about dropped me. The pain. Like it was extreme. And I've been having issues with my leg ever since. So I don't know. I don't know what I did, but definitely it's hurting. It's hurting right now. And it feels weird to the touch. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Pain level's probably at about right now, like a 6.5, 7. It's dominating my thoughts most of the time. So I'm seeing a separation happen here. If you can see the liquid that is separating out of this puree, which I didn't expect to happen really. Mix it up. It has a very thick applesauce appearance. Muscle issue. I've got a lot of muscle damage, and I've got a lot of scar tissue, and I don't know what all going on underneath the skin now, really. But it's causing me pain all the way up into my knee, which I don't know. It almost feels like I busted something underneath my skin or something. It's weird. All right. Apple, banana, and apple, strawberry, carrot, puree. actually quite healthy for you according to the ingredients. It doesn't look to be too awful bad. Give it a try. Huh. That is weird. The texture's weird. The flavor is... I don't know what that is. So it's a little bit overly velvety smooth, kind of similar to how that beef stew had going on, but it's just the texture isn't what you would think it would be from looking at it. Like, from looking at it, you'd think it would be kind of grainy and applesauce-like. I would call it a whole lot more on the puree side. It's a whole lot smoother than an applesauce, believe it or not. Yeah, baby food-like. Yes, very, very good description. Yes, very similar to a baby food, which, I mean, technically, that's almost what it is, isn't it? It's almost a baby food. Hey, what's up, great guy? What's up, dude? I don't necessarily like it. I don't have a strong dislike for it. It's just the texture that's off for me. It's kind of sweet, kind of tangy. I'm certainly picking up on the carrot. The apple is, I think, where the tanginess is coming from. It's not a very dominant flavor, but it's there. Like, and it might even be the main flavor. There's not a whole lot of flavor going on here. The apple and the carrot, I pick up zero strawberry. I don't taste strawberry at all. I'll take their word for it being in there, but I don't taste it. I need a palate cleanser is what I need. I'm going to have to get a bottle of water. Hang on. Eat outside, buddy. Come on. I'll let you out. Let's go. Let's go. Raccoons have already cleaned out the food. My stinking raccoons have already cleaned out all the food outside. That's awesome. All right. Cleanse the old palate real quick. All right. Cinnamon bun. This thing, I gotta say, it looks amazing. It feels super fresh. Let's take a look inside. Oh, yeah. There's that cinnamon bun filling, which I think is more mapley, but it's... Well, that looks like an apple. Look at that. That looks like it's got a chunk of apple in it. Weird. Huh. Okay. It's just kind of cinnamon bun filling. Let's see what the package says real quick. Because this isn't the old classic Bridgeford ones. Who made this? Sterling Foods out of San Antonio, Texas. Still a classic. Enriched wheat flour is ingredient number 1. Water cinnamon filling, as they just call it, cinnamon filling. Okay. Cinnamon flakes. Interesting. I don't know what that is. Okay. Well, nothing sticking out to me there, and I didn't see any apple on there. I don't know why there would be, but I mean, that does look pretty good. Again, it does look like it's got... Huh. I don't know. Give it a try. See how it is. It's actually flaky, which I've only experienced a couple times with these. Typically, they are quite dense and more towards the doughy side. This is actually flaky. Like, see how that's... It's a little bit dry, but not too bad. Not thirst-provoking. I gotta say, where that's got no filling in it, we gotta try it with some of this puree. Some of this baby food. That was... Oh, wow. That was almost amazing. That made that taste so much better. And where I don't like the texture of this, the added bread and that chew, big old thumbs up. Huge improvement for not only the unfilled corner, but also for the apple, strawberry, carrot, baby food. But man, that does look amazing, though. I'm lucky to have this thing. I'm glad I get to have this cinnamon bun. I'll save the edge to eat with this. That had a good bit of filling in it. The filling is very strong cinnamon flavor, but it's not very sweet, which is fine. But you expect it to have like a, I don't know, more of a sweetness to it, and it just doesn't. It's very neutral when it comes to its sweetness. That's definitely the way to eat the edges and to eat this stuff. All right, that's probably the most filled and moist bite that I could get right here. So, I almost kind of want to eat, you know, nah, I'm going to just have this on its own. The filling has a slightly sticky, sugary texture to it. It reminds me of something. What does that remind me of? I can't put my finger on it. Something I've had recently. Huh. I can't think of what it is. But, yeah. That's good stuff right there. Mm. Those cinnamon buns would make a very easy, quick, safe to eat breakfast item. If I got this, I'd probably save it for that specific reason. And I would find something else to go along with this. Although, I will say that these edges that don't really get the filling mix with this extremely well. I am very happy about that, because I wasn't really liking this, but I did want to eat it because it does have quite a healthy benefit to it. I feel like just kind of like baby food, but I keep coming back to that since Tim, I think whoever brought that up, can't remember. All right, I'm going to give this another mix because Yeah, because of that. I don't know. This stuff right here just doesn't do it for me. Doesn't pull my chain. But it'll wet the whistle, so here we go. Cheers. Yeah, to Memorial Day weekend. That's better than it was last time I had it. The last time I had it, well, the last one that I had, it seems like was one of the first years that it came out, which I think was 2020. And this doesn't taste as much like pre-workout, although I do certainly taste that whey protein. I mean, obviously that's the main ingredient here. And then after that comes your cocoa. The texture is a little weird for me. It is quite thick, even though I tried to thin it out. I mean, look how it's sticking to the side of the cup. It's quite viscous. And I will say, though, it is quite a bit better than I expected. The last time I had it, it was borderline not even drinkable for me. Let's see if that's just going to fall off there. Daggone it. See if this absorbs any of this. And if it helps it at all. Yeah, no. Those two flavors don't mix. Chocolate with the cinnamon. Not good. No. All right. Overall, not shabby. This, again, I will reiterate the fact that I think this is my top 3. It might be hitting that number 3 mark. Definitely top 5 out of the menus out of the last 10 years. So what I would consider to be modern menu MREs. The shredded beef is good. The barbecue sauce, that's going to depend, because this is a Warnick. That's going to depend on which factory it came from, because I do feel like they do get some variance on things like the barbecue, things like anything that that would that could easily vary, like a barbecue sauce or something, when it comes to different manufacturers. And also it could vary in quality of meat, for that matter. It could, the actual beef could vary. I will say it's overly pureed or done, whatever. They need to back off on the shredding or the processing or cooking. I think they may have overcooked it, maybe, and that's what caused it to go to such mush. But overall, putting it in a tortilla, as long as you got like some decent chunks of meat to go along with that very pureed beef slop, it's pretty good. Flavor is great and very easy to eat. It's filling. I would eat this once a week, without, or maybe even 2 or 3 times a week, without really having to complain about it. I mean, you can always add the jalapeno cheese spread, and the Tabasco does not really mix with it. But if you were getting menu fatigue, maybe I would want the Tabasco. I don't know. The Tabasco really did help out the beef stew last week. I remember that being a dramatic improvement, or it did make it taste good. Like I did like the mixture of the Tabasco with the beef stew, but the Tabasco with this, which it didn't come with this, but everybody pretty well keeps the thing at Tabasco, because I know guys that can empty one of these on one main and one another. Just depends on how you eat. But when it comes to Tabasco, in my personal opinion, a little bit can go a long way. And I don't want to contaminate my whole entire main with it. Like, I want to take a portion out that I'm going to add Tabasco to and then eat the rest plain. Or if I decide I want Tabasco on it, I can add more Tabasco to another portion. That way I'm not stuck with just Tabasco mixed all the way through my main. I've done that. I learned my lesson, and I don't do that anymore. So, let's see. I got to get into this sometime. It's going to be interesting. Got to get these puppies. Well, that's a good looking can. It's a little rusty, but that's a good looking can. September of 42. That's going to be a good can. I can tell by the shake. Unopened thing of Prince Albert. Crimp cut. Long burning pipe tobacco. And cigarette tobacco. That's what my uncle used to call it. He used to call it tobacco. And he'd call wacky tobacco too. I hadn't thought about that in years. Delicious. These are extremely vintage smokes. I cannot wait to get my glass display up. Those will go in a humidor for a little bit, but yeah, those will be on display for as long as I'm alive. Alright, so that's the only pack in there. Let me see. I know I've got packs scattered all over the place right now. Trash. Let's see. Oh yeah, this delicious scent. So I can't remember where these were from. He gave me a list here. These Philip Morris are from Georgia. You know, like over by Egypt. Sobranine. These are also a local Georgian brand, he said. These are the regular Polish Camels. And I do believe these are the regulars, not lights or whatever. We also have, I think these are the ones he said were horrible. Where are these? MOCNE. Oh, this brand right here has been on the market since the 1950s. This version right here since the 90s, but this brand's been around since the 50s. Of course, this pack's freshly produced. They've always been a low-quality cigarette and probably really strong. Kind of a brain shaker, he said, so be careful. I have tried these before. What else is in here? These are Sobetskis. And this is also a Polish brand, which remained is Jan III Sobecki, named after the famous Polish king from the 17th century, most famous for protecting Europe from the Turkish invasion in the Battle of Vienna in 1683. So this is named after some Polish king from the 17th century. Huh. These are just straight Polish. And then he sent me some amazing matchbooks in here. I love these matchbooks. They're so freaking cool. From different countries and America. He's got quite a few America in here. Alexandria nightclub. I want to say this was New York. Nope. Huh. Well, that's in Stockholm. I guess Germany? Interesting. It's all in English, though. Tavern on the Green. Oh, these matches are super cool. I'm not showing them to you guys, but you can't hardly see them because this camera sucks so bad. With Apple, I always thought Apple was awesome, but it is not. These are not wooden matches, but these are cool on the inside. Look at the advertisement on the inside. Love old school matches. I love the way that things used to be advertised. Matches used to be one of the ultimate advertisements. Like, people carry them around in their pocket. They'd look at them every time they'd light a cigarette, reminding them of whatever your shop happened to be. Oh, look at this pack. Look at that. Ooh, shiny. Good looking pack. Good looking pack. All right. We are going to have, since these are open, a Polish regular flavored Camel. Right here. Glad I didn't lose that paper. And thanks again to Minotaur Delicious. If you guys have not, go subscribe to Mr. Delicious's channel. There is a link down in my description, I'm sure. Alright, let's chat. I don't remember what my review was about these last time. I don't remember what I said. But what I'm going to say right now is these taste nothing like the United States version. Not at all. They don't have that weird urea flavor, taste, whatever, that the American ones have. And these are, for a regular, these are very strong. Almost like a numbing effect to my tongue. And I don't have to double drag it, which is good. These say 1913 on them. It's like some original flavor or something. Huh. And the filter's really cool on them too, which Camel always does kind of like a fancy or unique package design, or they'll make the filter look crazy or something. They do a lot of stuff like that. I don't know why. I would much rather they just make a simple, high quality tobacco. No BS, no additives, no nothing. I don't know why they like. I don't know why that isn't just the standard. I guess it's because they want you to be addicted and they want to add all those chemicals and stuff. I don't know. Okay, Lurking Feds. I do believe these are also the fire safe paper. So they switched over to fire safe paper sometime back in the early 2000s. When did cigarettes in the United States switch over to fire safe papers?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.
Oh, wow. This says in the year 2000. Really? Huh. I guess. I smoked Marlboros for a while after that, but they're horrible now. I don't. They used to be like one of the top, if not the top tier brand back in the day, and now like Marlboros are mid tier at best. At best, maybe even like lower tier. It's good to see you in here, Investory. FSC's printed on the bottom, and they taste weird. Really? Never noticed the FSC, but yeah, the Fire Safe America, like ever since they went Fire Safe in America, they've tasted weird. What are you getting into? What is that? Knock your food over in here, Amber. Been pretty good tonight. Gotta call it, friends. Have a nice weekend. Well, Memorial Day weekend. Be safe. Yeah, the fire safe is it definitely changed everything. It changed everything. And I've spoken on this many times, but when they did that, I guess in the year 2000, apparently that's when it was required. I thought it was later than that. Not much, but I was thinking like 2005. But okay. Anyway, when that happened, I went on a mission to find the closest thing to what Marlboros used to taste like. And this would have been I'd say 23 to 24 years ago. Probably like 01, 02 that I did this. And the closest thing that I could find was Pall Malls. So ever since then, I've smoked Pall Malls. I mean, I've quit a couple times, but that has been my brand. And now I've watched Pall Malls go from what used to be what we would consider to be a cheap, lower end cigarette, which they weren't. They were a very decent quality tobacco, and they had the best taste. Now they cost as much or more than Marlboros. I mean, I don't know. I guess a lot of other people caught on and did the same thing that I did, because by far, Pall Mall is twice the quality of what a Marlboro is now. Marlboros are just awful. And I've tried Camels, and I'll dabble in them here and there. And there are some okay camels. Like I got some camel silvers not too long ago. I still got. I just smoke one every now and again. They're okay, but they give me a headache. Like if I smoke a couple in a row, they give me a headache. There was something else I tried. There's a couple camel brand or a couple camel varieties that I tried, but there was something else. I can't remember what brand it was. Huh. I'd have to run in there. I got them in there in my bedroom, so I rarely mess with them just because they give me a headache. So I don't fool with them. Every once in a while, I'll smoke one of those camels. One. Not two. One. And they're not bad. I will say, like, the lingering aftertaste of this protein drink is kind of funky. Pretty strong, pretty gnarly. The fact that I'm still tasting it as harshly as I am, even after the Tabasco and everything else. Like, that's what I'm tasting still. This camel is a higher quality than the Pall Malls. I would put this up there even, maybe even close to what the American Spirits are. Pretty high quality for a camel, and camels are usually way down on my list of likability. These are pretty good. These are more than pretty good. These are a pretty high quality. Smooth, strong. The flavor's really nicely balanced for a cigarette. I mean, I guess as much as it could be. Oh yeah, the crushes are still around actually. So I have some of those. I do. I tried one recently. So the deal with the Camel Crushes is it's supposed to be a regular until you decide to crush the little crushable ball in the filter. Well, the pack that I have, they all taste like menthol before you crush it. If you crush it, it gets a lot stronger. But even without crushing it, it's still got a strong menthol flavor. And the guy that I used to work with, he was the pilot on my boat. He used to get those Camel Crushes all the time. And right before, might have been the same day that I had the accident, he must have gave me like the last couple he had in a pack. And I must have thrown them in my lunch bucket or something. But I still have that pack with one cigarette in it. I know right where it's at, too. I still have the last pack of cigarettes that my grandma bought, too. It was a pack of Marlboro Lights from 2007. So those are, 18 years old now? My gosh. That's crazy. Not quite 18. Well, maybe. I don't, no, not quite 18. But close. 17 in like most of a year. It says to consume this within an hour as well after making it. And it's been an hour. So what happens to it? What does that whey protein do after an hour? Does it start growing bacteria? What happens? I'm curious. It turns into a pumpkin. I was thinking there was pumpkin in that stupid puree stuff, but it was carrot. That's right. Carrot. I'm going to put the rest of that cinnamon bun in this package so it doesn't go incredibly stale. Which, honestly, it doesn't feel much different now than it did when I first took it out of the package. It's incredibly shelf stable. It's kind of like the the McDonald's stuff that I was discussing there in the beginning. You could probably leave this out for a long time, but I do think that animals would probably eat this if you were to put it outside. Like if I was to try to give this to my raccoons, I think they'd eat it. I'm not going to because those things are... There's probably only one in the entire lineup. One cinnamon bun. Used to be, there would be a couple marble pound cakes. There'd be a couple vanilla pound cakes. There'd be a couple of the good stuff, you know, throughout the cases. Now, there will be one cinnamon bun. I don't think there's a French toast in them anymore. Let's take a look at the MRE menus, because what good desserts are lurking in... Wow, GameStop is, killing it. It's up 7%. Okay, the cornbread that comes with the chili, I love the cornbread. I do. It's really good. It's really good. Now, I have not had one of these, what are they called? Something mini loaf. Is it wheat? Hang on. Something mini loaf, though. What? Where's it at? Whole wheat bread mini loaf. I haven't seen one of these yet. And I don't think it's a wheat snack bread, because I had the beef stew last week, and it has listed a multi-grain snack bread. Hey, there's Dan with a super chat. I'm supporting the Ethical Raccoon Food Fund. Well, we could probably go feed the raccoons, actually. They've already wiped out all the food that's out there, so they might not be out there right now. But yesterday morning, yeah, I think it was yesterday morning, I had a raccoon that stayed out there well past the daylight, which is unusual. Like, I can't think of any time that they stay. Like, sometimes they'll stay right till it gets daylight, and then they're gone. Like, they do not like the daylight. This one sat out there till about 7:30, which is about an hour past when the sun's coming up, about 6:30. And she was like, I don't know how to... She was just perched up, sitting straight up and down like a... With her paws right here, and her little belly. And she had 6 quite swollen baby feeders that you could see really well. And I can't tell if she's pregnant right now or if she just had her babies. If she just had her babies, I would think that I wouldn't see her here. So I don't know. By the way, thank you for the super chat, Dan. Look, I do spend a lot of money feeding those raccoons. I bet I spend... I go through at least a pack of cookies a night, which is a pack that has at least 40 cookies in it. So I have these packs of 40 cookies at least. I think there's 40 in there. And then they usually clear out. I fill up... Well, I don't fill them up, but I put food in 7 different bowls. And the reason I do that is because of the cats and the raccoons and the possums being out there. The possums have become almost more tame than the raccoons. Like, I could go out there and catch the possums pretty much anytime I want. Just grab them by the tail and lift them up, and they're usually fine. They are I wouldn't say fully domesticated yet, but they're well on their way of being domesticated with and towards me. They're really clean looking for possums. Their fur, their coats are really, I don't know, healthy looking. They don't stink. They don't like drool all over the place like some raccoons I've seen before. But I've watched these ones here that are here now grow up from babies. And I did have one that showed up for probably about 5 or 6 years. And when it first showed up, it was huge. It had the biggest head I've ever seen on a possum. And I think it was here for about 5 years, but I have not seen it this year. So something has happened to it. It either, got in front of a car or something, or it just was at the end of its road. I don't know which one it is, but for it to have consistently came back here for about 5 years, maybe longer, it could have been longer. It could have been 7 years. And possums, they say possums only live to be about 5 or 6, 7. But that's if they don't have a consistent, healthy food supply. And where I feed them nightly, or they have a supply of food, that they'll live to be, like the raccoons, from what I understand, they'll live to be 10, 11 years old when they have a good food supply like they have. Now, I don't know that the cookies is helping them out very much. It's just crap that's not good for them. But it's not like that cat food's that much better for them either. So, I don't know here. Let me disconnect this. Let me go see. Let's go see if they're out there. If they are, we shall. I ain't got no cookies. It's dark in here. Hang on. Alright, I'm not taking them actual food out there. Oh, well, yeah, maybe I will. We got the neighbor cat out there. This will get them to come in anyway. Not in the house, but hey, Emmy. What's up, neighbor cat? All right, let's get it all laid out here. Let's see, I got 7 bowls. There. They're eating. Where's the neighbor cat? He ran off. And then I got one up here. Gray guy. That's an old Delta dog carrier from an airplane that I use. It's basically turned into a platform for them to eat on top of, but it won't be long and the coons will be out there. Ain't nothing wrong with the tearing. You guys probably couldn't hear it, but as soon as I walked outside, I could hear dogs across the river, which has got to be at least a mile, just howling. And the other night, I don't know what it was that I heard. It sounded just like what you see on TV with a laughing hyena. It sounded just like that. I don't know what would make that noise. Certainly not a dog. I mean, it was crazy. I almost ran inside and grabbed my phone just so I could capture that sound, because I'd never heard that before. It's pretty weird. Your cats came running. Ah, if I take that cup out there, I use old Wendy's, McDonald's plastic cups, and that's what I. So I only cut a hole in the bag that's just big enough for the cup to go down in, and then I put the cup back in the cat food bag to where it basically seals it off, so I don't have to roll it up or something and it doesn't go stale. That's how I keep the cat food fresh, and I don't have to roll it up or anything. So you got to kind of push the cup in just a little bit, and it'll break past that rim that it sets on. So, but if I take that cup out there with some food in it and shake it, the neighbor cat, Omi, they call him. It's a weird name, but that's what they call him, Omi. He will not let me touch him. He's one of the only cats that I've ever been around. Like he is okay enough for me to be out there on the porch with him and within almost arm's reach of him. But if I make one move towards him or he thinks that I'm coming, he's gone. He will not let me touch him. I was over at my neighbor's, and I told you guys about that crazy UFO sighting that we had, not this Thursday, but the week before. So it's been a week and a half ago. I have been thinking about that so much. I've seen videos that have reminded me of it. It's one of the craziest experiences. I've had some really crazy ones, but this one was on another level because there was just so freaking many of them, and it was just so massive, and they just kept coming. And luckily, thank God, I had a witness. Huh. That stupid spider that was in that lamp last week, which I assumed it would crawl out of that lamp, no problem. It died in that lamp last week. It was up there last week, crawling around, doing its thing, and I thought, it's up in there, you know, if they're catch a fly or something like that. Huh. But no. Nope. It's almost right where I saw it last week, and it's curled up in the lamp. I see it in the lamp. I've got to get it out of there. I don't like for any living thing to die, I guess is what you could say. I take, if I can catch a housefly, I will take it outside. Spiders, I catch them, I take them outside. The only thing that I will not try to catch and take outside and release is a mosquito. I don't see the benefit of having one more mosquito, and I don't want to take the chance of it getting on me and biting me and or me missing it or whatever. So I feel bad about it. I do, taking out mosquitoes, but I do feel like the spiders or not the spiders, but the mosquitoes are bad news. So, and I've killed one this year so far, and I do see a housefly in here that needs to go. I'm surprised we got a fly in here because it's been cold at night. It ain't been cold in the day, but it's been cold at night. It's probably gonna get down in the 40s tonight, I'll bet. Like low 40s if I was to bet. Oh yeah, let's go through and see what kind of good desserts we got here. Menu one's cornbread. And the good snack in that one's the pepperoni pizza cheese-filled crackers. Those are pretty good. The next one was shredded beef barbecue sauce. You got your, we know, cinnamon bun. Menu 3 has applesauce and raspberry puree with peanut butter and jelly. It comes with Skittles. That's the, I guess, dessert item for that. Menu 4 spaghetti comes with a chocolate chip toaster pastry. Nope. And dried raisins and Italian breadsticks. Boy, they really have just absolutely ruined the spaghetti menu. It used to at least come with some good sides. Now it doesn't even do that. Chicken chunks came with a first strike bar, apple cinnamon, and that's about it that was worth mentioning there. Beef taco filling comes with, nothing good. Beef taco comes with Santa Fe rice and beans. Hey, mama, she got in that box. Beef taco comes with Santa Fe rice and beans, cheddar cheese spread, tortillas whole grain, a nut and fruit mix with M&Ms, orange beverage base, hot beverage bag, and accessory pack a day. Trash. I'm so glad we didn't do the beef taco one. It didn't have anything good on the side at all. Menu 7 beef strips comes with chocolate pudding, peanut butter, blackberry preserves, and wheat snack bread, and peppermint candy rings. Woohoo! Lifesavers. What a crappy. And then a tropical blend fruit and vegetable smoothie. I ain't had that yet either. Okay, menu 8 is meatballs. It comes with cherry blueberry cobbler. Not bad. A chocolate chip cookie. Not bad when you mix it with the blueberry cobbler. It's kind of like, if you crush it up enough, it's like adding a crust to it. It's all right. All right, we just had the beef stew. We know that it came with an amazing vanilla pound cake. I've actually, I slow snacked on that. And it also came with those Skittles. Menu 10, Chili Mac. Comes with the lemon poppy seed pound cake, which is, I love them. I love them. They're really good. But that's pretty much it. Cherry Twizzlers. That's what else comes with Chili Mac. They need to do away with those. Let's. Why? Are they edible? Sure. Like they're a snack you can carry around, but they also don't handle humidity well. They don't handle being in the pocket very well. So, ugh. Menu 11 is the cheese pizza. It comes with applesauce, a first strike bar chocolate, chunky peanut butter, and that's it. That's any count. Elbow macaroni and tomato sauce comes with barbecue protein puffs, applesauce with mango and peach puree, peanut butter, strawberry preserves. Love the strawberry preserves. Chocolate protein drink, and that's it. That's not much count. 13, cheese tortellini comes with dry roasted peanuts, chocolate peanut spread, the best freaking spread ever. Ever. The chocolate peanut spread is so amazing. So amazing. Kind of wish I wouldn't have gave. I had a 24 pack of the chocolate peanut spreads, and I gave away probably 12 or 13 of them. I kind of wish I would have kept them. They're so hard to come by. There will be one in case A and B. That's it. As you're listening, pay attention. There will only be one as I go through here of whatever it is. They don't double up on anything anymore, which is super sad. Next is a Mexican rice and bean bowl. Comes with a bar crayon raspberry, which is my favorite. Pretzel nuggets, honey mustard, some peanut butter, crackers, and that's pretty much it. 15 is Mexican style chicken stew. It comes with banana and pumpkin fruit puree, cheddar cheese filled pretzels, which I really like, and a first strike bar chocolate. That's it. Menu 16, chicken burrito bowl, comes with the recovery trail mix, chocolate chip toaster pastry, tortillas, cheddar cheese spread, powdered hot sauce. Powdered hot sauce? What? Okay. Powdered hot sauce. What would that be? I ain't never had that before. Menu 17 is the maple pork sausage patty that comes with hash browns with potatoes and bacon. This is probably the best menu right now. I'm not a huge fan of the maple pork sausage patty, but it's not horrible. It's great for a breakfast, especially if you're really wanting breakfast. But this also comes with the hash browns with bacon, peppers, and onions. It comes with the granola with milk and blueberries, which is just, it comes with a maple muffin top so that you can make yourself a McGriddle with the sausage patty. It comes with smoked almonds. It comes with maple syrup. I mean, this thing is just jam-packed with amazing items. The only thing that I feel like could have made that better is if they would have substituted a French toast in place of the smoked almonds, and I would have been an extremely happy camper. Like, that would have made this the perfect MRE menu. Menu 18 is the beef ravioli. It comes with salted caramel marshmallow crisp bar, and some M&Ms, cheddar cheese spread, Italian breadsticks, blah blah blah, fruit punch beverage powder. Menu 19 is the jalapeno beef patty. Comes with all gratin potatoes, which is good. The chocolate chunk oatmeal cookie. I think that one might double. Did it not come with the one that had the cobbler? Which one had the cobbler? No, it came with a chocolate chip cookie, not an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. Okay. Chocolate chunk. This is a chocolate chunk. That was a chocolate chip oatmeal, or a chocolate chip cookie, and this is a chocolate chunk oatmeal cookie. Menu 20 is the Italian sausage with peppers and onions. It comes with, this menu's just silly. It comes with the recovery trail mix with the beef jerky. It comes with dried cranberries. It comes with cheese spread, crackers, and dry roasted peanuts. That menu was goofy. They need to fix that menu. And that menu ran that way at least a few years with those particular items in it. Menu 21 is the lemon pepper tuna, and that comes with the marble pound cake. Fantastic when they're fresh. The baked snack crackers, lemon lime beverage base, peanut butter M&Ms. Oh, so lemon pepper tuna comes with peanut butter M&Ms. I did not know that. Well, how'll be? That's menu 21, lemon pepper. Beef goulash comes with applesauce, a chunky peanut butter, strawberry preserves, and patriotic sugar cookies. Patriotic sugar cookies are good. 23 is pepperoni pizza. It comes with apples and spiced sauce and oatmeal cookie and the chocolate protein drink powder, jalapeno cheese spread, and that's it. Menu 24th, Southwest style beef and black beans. Comes with the cherry blueberry cobbler. That's a double. Applesauce pound cake. Only one. Teriyaki beef stick. That's in 2 menus. Chipotle tortillas. That might be in 2 menus as well. But, man, have they dropped the ball. They need to put pound cakes in every menu. I think every menu should get a pound cake. Why not? Why not have a pound cake with every stinking MRE? You know, different flavors. Do a lemon poppy seed. Do the apple, what's it called? Apple sauce pound cake. That might be my favorite. And then you get, in that menu, you also get the spiced apples pieces. So you get the cinnamon apples. If you heat those up and you mix that with the applesauce pound cake, I can't tell you of anything much better than that comes out of an MRE. I mean, don't get me wrong. The maple, just about the entire menu of the maple sausage pork patty is good. The blueberry granola is good. The muffin top's good with the syrup. It's good. But the applesauce pound cake mixed with the apples. Now you gotta, like my personal opinion, you gotta kind of clean off some of that sauce that comes with the apples and just get more apples than sauce. And then you gotta take your cake and mix it up together, and it's just, or just put it on top of it and just eat it that way. Oh, I'm wanting that now. I got a few of those loose applesauce pound cakes. There are ways that you can buy some of that stuff individually. I've seen quite a bit of the desserts on eBay recently. I want to say this one guy's got a variety pack. Comes with like 7 different desserts or 8 different desserts. As far as I know, the only way to get most of that stuff is to legitimately break down MREs into individual components and take like all the desserts, like pound cakes and stuff, put all that together, put all the mains together, put all the weird little side items and get rid of those together. I don't know that it would be, I don't think that'd be very profitable. I could be wrong. Oh, I know, I'd like to bake something too. I would like to bake some, I'd like to have some brownies, I think. I would like to have some good brownies. Yeah. I'd also like to have a Butterfinger cake. Yeah, we had a Butterfinger cake for, what was the last holiday? Easter? Yeah. Had a Butterfinger cake for Easter. And turkey. That was before Stella got sick. It has not been, it's been weird here. Really weird. It's not the same. Apple and cinnamon, what now? Banana bread. Not a huge, like, I used to love a good banana bread. I don't know if maybe I just ate so much of it, but I remember back in like the late 2010s, I want to say, I would venture to bet it was probably Little Debbie or something. One of those mainstream dessert cake brands came out with these little individual banana nut breads. Do you guys remember those? You remember what I'm talking about? They weren't like the size of a pound cake. They were like a stick, kind of, except about that thick. They reminded me of, they were bigger than a Twinkie, but kind of, you know, similar shape-wise, similar. Not the same, but similar. Make a mean brownie if you want to come over. Yeah, it'd only take me, what, probably a 20-hour flight, maybe longer. And yeah, probably a 20-hour flight. I do want to come to Australia one of these days, though. I don't want to croak before I make it over there. So how are things going in Australia? Political climate, the what do we call it? The surrounding, I like how people are behaving. How are things going in Australia? I could look up on the news, but dude, I don't think the news tells us the truth like 99.9% of the time. Like, it's just going to be what they want you to think, or what they think they want you to think. An amazing banana nut bread cake with frosting. The frosting has a teensy bit of coffee. That sounds different. Have you ever had a Butterfinger cake? used to be when when Amber made the Butterfinger cakes, she would use what was it? We can't get it anymore. You used to get it from like the ice cream toppings. It was I don't think it was butterscotch. Maybe it was butterscotch. I don't know. She has to get something else now that's like not as good. I think it was butterscotch that she used to get liquid. Like you put it on a sundae and you like poke holes in the chocolate cake and you dump that on it, and then you mix up like this whipped cream and Butterfinger mixture and you put it on top of it, and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty good. A good Mountain Dew cake is awesome. This guy that I used to know that worked at the restaurant that I bought, his name was John. I cannot remember how I got turned on to this thing, but he used to make this, what he called a punch bowl cake. But it was mainly strawberry, and it was like strawberry and whipped cream and yellow cake and maybe some like strawberry gel or something, but it was just like all mixed up and all sloppy. It was like you took a whole cake and just broke it into pieces, and then you had the whipped cream, and then you had the straw. I used to pay him to make those things for me because they were so and they'd go in a punch bowl, like a huge punch bowl. They were great big. I used to pay him like 10 or 15 bucks to make me one of those. This was a long time ago, 20 years ago. But I still remember them. Those were so good. I ain't had one of those in a long time. Long time. There is at my dad's funeral, there was an applesauce cake, I think is what it was. I can't remember what it was called. I think I still have the recipe for it in there because after my dad's funeral and we had the dinner, I brought some of that home. I don't think I ate any of it that day, but I brought some home and I tried it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And when I tracked down who made it and got the recipe from them, and we used to make those all the time, but I haven't had one of those in probably 15 years. It's been a long time. Maybe it's been at least 10 years, 12 years. I'd like to have one of those too. I can't remember if it was called an applesauce cake. I can't even remember exactly what it tasted like. I just remember it being really, really good. Oh, Smokes review. The meal tonight was fantastic. Did the shredded beef. It came with the tortillas, so you made a shredded beef wrap. Jalapeno cheese spread. Had the weird baby food puree with carrot, strawberry, and apple, which on its own kind of sucks, but when you mix it with the cinnamon bun, it works. It works, actually. You take the outer crust of the cinnamon bun that ain't got no filling in it and mix with the puree. It's not bad. The puree is good for you. The only thing that's, I guess, really not to my palate's liking is this right here. Which you're supposed to consume within an hour of mixing for some reason, but hey, LC, you don't need to send a super chat. What's up, LC? Been watching the wrong live stream? Oh, no way. From 5 years ago. Wow. Wow, that's good that I'm consistent enough to where you can't tell the difference between me 5 years ago and now. That's a good thing. I don't change. It's not. I don't. I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is. I just am myself, I guess, which is a good thing in my personal opinion because I see a lot of people come on this app, onto YouTube, and create a character. And sometimes maybe people think that that's a good thing. It just depends, I guess, on what type of channel that you plan on having. But if you plan on presenting yourself as yourself, then it's a good thing to just be yourself. But if you plan on creating a persona and being something else, then you got to keep that act up from the get-go all the way through. By the way, thank you for the super chat, LC. I forgot to say that. And now Dan with another super chat, Smokey. You never think we should send super chats. We just choose to not listen. Well, yes. No need to send super chats. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Seriously, it more so I thought there wasn't one. Oh, okay. So you went ahead and watched an old one. My bad. Yeah, I did post. What time did I post? Probably like 8 o'clock ish, I think. And I was shooting for 9. Nope. I don't know what time I posted actually. Might have been 8:30. And I was shooting for 9:15. Didn't make it till 9:30. Yeah. So I was and I still am having issues with my phone, and I can't show you. Maybe I could. I have an OtterBox on my phone, and I have glass screen protectors. I went through 4 glass screen protectors. I went through 3 in 2 days. It's really weird because the glass screen protector fits almost exactly to the opening of this OtterBox, and the OtterBox is catching the corners. It broke one, just completely shattered it. Another one, it kept peeling it up on the edge, and dirt got underneath of it, and I gave up on it and ripped it off. This one is doing the same thing, but I've been able to somewhat keep it manageable until today. Until I was starting this live stream, and I got up on this right-hand corner up here where I do most of my typing at, and that touch screen for the typing. There's a spot about that big where the screen protector is raised up, and it's not responding to touch. So that's awesome. Let's go see if the raccoons are out there yet. I'll bet they are. Even if they're not, we'll throw some cookies out there so they will show up. They make such a mess. Oh. Oh. Hang on. Gotta get rid of this cigarette. It will be a nuisance. Let's go feed the raccoon. She's dumping something in the water. She's coming right up to the door. Watch. Hi. Want a cookie? Go on, Garfield. Come on, guys, get out of the way. Come on. You want a cookie? Here. Come on. Come on. Here. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Stupid raccoons. Yeah, so I have... She's one of them. I think it's a her. I'm not sure. It might be a little boy. I don't know. But I have issues with him and one other one. And I know raccoons do this. And I know it's like... I don't know. I guess it's an individual characteristic or trait. I don't know where they learn it from. And it's... If it was like one learning from the other or whatever, they would all do it. But they don't. It's two of them. That one and another one. And that's why you saw prints everywhere. Because it will go over to the water and stick both its arms in the water all the way up to just all the way down in there. When I give it cookies, it stands up and it carries the cookie with two hands over to the water, puts its belly up against the side, and throws the cookie in. And then it dunks the cookie real quick and pulls it up. And one of them, that's all it does. What I just said, and then as soon as it does that, it takes its cookie and goes and eats it underneath whatever. It goes somewhere and eats it. That one, I believe it's that one, it will stand right over top of the water and eat the cookie. And it makes a mess of the water. Change that water out 2 or 3 times a night. If I don't, it turns into a sloppy cookie. Nope. It turns into a sloppy cookie mess. Say hi, Brownie. Look. What are you doing? Hi. Oh. Wanting me to pet you? Good girl. You're being weird. Yeah, Brownie, she's healthy. She was actually a little bit unhealthy there for a while. I thought she got kind of skinny, and she was being weird and acting weird. She's actually starting to show her age a little bit, and I can hear her respiratory. I can hear her breathing, but she's starting to turn brown a little bit. Every summer she lays out there in the sun, and her back turns brown. That's why she's got her name. What are you doing? Yeah. Come here. See Daisy. See how she's weird how she has me hold her. She does this. She's a weirdo. It's the only cat that I have that has me hold it. Like, presses her belly against me and like, it's weird. It feels weird. Yeah. I think she's got a bad tooth or something. And I don't know why she would have a bad tooth, but there's been a couple times where she's had like a almost choking incident, and she sticks her paw in her mouth, and I can only assume that it's a tooth, but she won't let me check. And I really have to get aggressive with her to look inside of her mouth. Unless I give her some sort of sedative, and I don't even know what that would be. Just need to take her to the vet, I guess, and have her examined, because I don't want something to happen to her. She's my baby. I raised her on this channel. She got raised on this YouTube channel right here. She's probably about 7 now, I'd say. And whoop. Go on. She's probably about 7. I'm pretty sure I didn't have to bottle feed her and raise her or anything, but I did, have something to do with her from being a little tiny. She belonged to Little Bit. her and her brother were Little Bit's last. Maybe only litter. I don't know. I think Little Bit only had one litter, if I remember right. Oh yeah, LC Stella passed not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before. It was awful. I would never wish anything up onto anyone like what we went through. She got sick and then she went downhill. And then she stopped peeing on Saturday. She did not use the bathroom on her own. Took her to the emergency vet Saturday. She got out Sunday morning. We brought her home. Struggled through the day on Sunday to get her through till Monday morning. Got her through till Monday morning. Took her to the vet first thing. They took her in, put an IV in her. But she didn't pee all Sunday. She didn't use the bathroom. And then Monday, I asked the vet, I called them. I said, you guys have put a catheter in her, right? Because I knew she hadn't used the bathroom. Their initial response was, oh yeah, of course. Okay. And I said, okay, well, did anything come out? Wondering if any urine, they were able to produce any urine out of her bladder. And they said, oh no, we put a catheter in her leg to give her fluids and this. And I said, you need to put a catheter in her to make her pee. Because she had been drinking water. And it's like, we want her to try to go on her own. She didn't. I don't have anything good to say about that vet at all. Not one good word. Not one. I got into quite the back and forth argument with them on Tuesday. And as it was all going down, and it was just, I was beyond disgusted with the way it was handled, with what they had done. And I think they caused it. I think the medication that he put her on, without informing us of alternatives, I think that's what caused it. It is a very sore subject for me. My house is not the same. It's not the same here. Not at all. Yeah, well, yeah, they can take that billing process and shove it right up where it belongs. It wasn't even that. It was, a couple things they extremely overcharged me for, which, whatever. In the moment that we were dealing with her passing, the way they talked about it, the way they approached it, and then don't even get me started on when they brought her out to our vehicle, because we had to take her to get cremated. I spent thousands of dollars, and I don't know what happened to my dog. I spent thousands of dollars between Friday and Tuesday morning. Between everything, it was about $2,500. It was $1,000 at the emergency vet. It was like $1,200 at the regular vet, which was ridiculous. And then it was $250 to have her cremated. Or 200. 200 or 250. Which is whatever. I wanted to know what we were doing was the right thing to do. I want to know why. I still don't have any answers. I have thoughts, what I think happened, what I think caused it. And I don't know. It doesn't do any good to think about it. If, this is a big if. I mean, I do not feel right in my house. I don't feel right not having a dog. If I ever have another dog, first of all, we will never go back there. I don't care. And I still have not written my review online, but I will. Had I written it last week at all, it would have been bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be the truth, but it's not going to be good for them. Nor should it be. There's a list of things that, if you had any real compassion, you wouldn't have done. And if you had any real expertise as a vet, again, you wouldn't have done. So, I don't know. It just, I think about it 100 times a day. It wasn't like with Sebastian. Sebastian was old. He went downhill kind of quickly at the end, but like we knew he had congestive heart failure 5 or 6 years prior, and we changed his diet, and he turned, like, completely turned around and started doing way, way better. But then towards the end, like, the congestive heart failure was getting to him, and that's what ultimately got him. But he was 16 going on 17. So he was 16. 16-year-old dog that, he'd lived his life through. He'd lived it out, So we knew it was coming. We knew. I laid in here on the floor and was with him when he died. Had he made it to the morning, had he made it until, I think, 8 o'clock, the vet, I think that's when they opened. Had he made it that long, I was going to have him put down. He was struggling. He struggled through that night until he passed. Stella, I mean, I could show you videos on my phone of her not long ago. And just, it was like somebody just poured the life out of her. She couldn't move. It was everything that we could do to lift her up. We had her on a blanket, and we were lifting her up and carrying her outside. And I was trying to make her use the bathroom, and she couldn't. I assumed she couldn't, because if she could have, she would have. I was trying to provoke, or however you want to say that, trying to make her go. Yeah, having another dog right now wouldn't feel right. That, and I don't know. Not having a dog right now gives us more freedom. The cats are way easier to take care of than what Stella was. Stella, ever since August, back in August, when she first got sick the first time with Shar-Pei fever, and she had to start taking special medications, and we had to like do all these weird things and giving her so that she would take her medication and food. We'd have to give her these pill pockets, and you had to not like it was a whole process. It was a whole thing. Sometimes she would just take them, sometimes she wouldn't. So we like our whole lives revolved around Stella ever since August. She was a constant thought and worry, or we always wanted to take care of Stella. It sucks. It sucks. I haven't talked about it much, but till now, thought about it a lot. She didn't deserve to go out like that. That bothers me bad. And if I would have done anything. I would do anything to bring her back. Again, I equate the vet the exact same way that I look at doctors for myself or anybody else that I know that's dealt with them. I mean, I've got lucky and I have a doctor, a surgeon that is what I would consider to be halfway decent. But other than him, the rest of them do not care about your well-being, my well-being, whatever. They wrote me prescription after prescription after prescription after prescription, and that's just going to stay. I dropped that Tabasco sauce. I'm sure the one lady was. I'm sure there were ulterior motives. It seemed as if there were ulterior motives for the reasons that I was getting them put on the medications that I was getting put on. I'd have side effects. She'd write me a medication for the side effect that I was having. And then other doctors that I've had, they don't care. They don't care. They want you sick. They want you sick. That's how they make money. You're a customer. That's all you are. You're a paycheck. If they get you healthy, they make no more money. Most of them, I would say, don't even have the proper knowledge to put you on a healthy path. But most people, including myself, to get on a healthy path, the best thing you could do, this is the only way scientifically proven and known to extend human life, is to reduce your caloric intake. That's the only way that's been proven to extend human life. Kind of crazy. Not running marathons, not jogging, none of that's ever been proven to extend human life. The only thing that's ever been proven to extend human life somehow is to reduce caloric intake. So the less you eat, the longer you can live. That's why I don't understand this whole narrative that we've got going on, telling people that you can be healthy and be extremely overweight. It's just not true. It's just not true. You can be healthy temporarily, but it is going to take time off your life if you just don't change. And I need to lose weight myself. Like I could definitely stand to lose 20, 25 pounds. I know I'd feel better. Okay, Dan, you're right. There is an extreme to everything, so you are correct. Because not eating at all, or not consuming and retaining some calories can also be a detriment to your health. So there has to be a happy medium. But as far as the only thing I've ever read that has been proven was to reduce your caloric intake, and that's if you're like a normal diet person, I would have to say, not one of the extreme ups or downs in one way or the other. A person that doesn't eat or eats and purges or whatever, or a person that gorges themselves and eats a ton. Yeah, that person needs to cut back food, or that'll end up being the end of them. I remember years ago watching an episode of House. There was a guy. I don't know if they had him in a big suit or not. He was a pretty well known. I mean, I never knew the guy's name, but he'd been in a lot of stuff. I'd seen him in a lot of stuff, and in that episode of House, his eyes were like always going like they were crazy, going all over the place. I don't know how he done that, unless he really had that. Because Amber has a aunt, cousin, I think. But I've noticed when we talk to her, like her eyeballs do crazy, like they're crazy all over the place. I can't remember what that's called. Anyways, that guy, he was, I don't know if he was a chef at one point or what, but he was ordering food in all the time, and he was great big, and they had to come in with a crane and take him out of there. But his blood pressure was perfect. Everything came up like perfect, and House kept trying to explain to him. He's like, "You can't keep doing this because this it's very obvious this is not good. Not good." Like they could not get him out of the house. They had to cut the side of the house out and stuff. But he wouldn't listen. And then I think Cameron, I don't know if you guys used to watch that show or not. I think she or maybe House did it. One of them gave him a shot of something, and he was leaving the hospital, and he got up out of his wheelchair and was like trying to walk out, and whatever the shot they gave him kicked in, and he fell over on top of Chase or Cameron or one of them, and it was a whole thing. I used to love that show. That show was awesome. It was a really good show, well thought out. I don't know how realistic the stuff that they diagnosed and dealt with was. It doesn't really matter. It was entertainment. It was good entertainment television. We don't have a lot of really good shows like that anymore. And I miss like the stuff that I grew up with in the 80s. Like I remember watching Balky and Mork and Mindy, Family Ties, 227. Let's see. Did I say Balky already? I don't think I did. Maybe I did. What was the one with Danny Tanner and Uncle Jesse? What was the name of that? It wasn't Family. What was the name of that show? The one the Olsen twins were in. You guys remember the name of that show? You done? What's up? Brownie. Co-worker doesn't have any dietary training or schooling yet. He's going around work saying you shouldn't eat anything but meat just because it works for her. Ooh, that's yeesh. I've heard horror stories about the whole carnivore diet thing. I've not heard a lot of good end results. I've heard a lot of people say it helps in the beginning and it makes you feel better. I think that's probably true. But you also got to take into account, like, what were you eating before you started doing that? So, yeah, you improved to an extent, but at the same time, now you're also depriving yourself of other key things that you need. So, yeah, I remember when Jordan Peterson first kind of, uh, what would we say, made it mainstream or brought it to a lot of people's attention, including myself. Never really thought about it until he brought it up. And then after not long and got to looking into it, what other people dealt with, I was like, this doesn't seem to be a good thing. Like, I don't know. I know like people with celiacs, like there's very few things that they can eat, and I know meat is one of the things that they can eat. So if you have celiacs, maybe meat is not maybe not strictly a carnivore, but pretty close to it is kind of the best you're going to get. And that's a man, that's a horrible thing to have. Gabe has it. Gabe, gabeRILLA. I mean, most of you guys know who he is. I don't know why I'm drinking this thing. It's pretty nasty. It does taste different now than it did. It tastes more watered down, really. And then chocolate flavor is kind of tangy. Tangy's the wrong word. I don't know what that is. It's weird. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know. First of all, I'm not a dietitian, so I wouldn't ever suggest a diet to someone. That is something I think is likely different for every single person. I think every single person, just based on yourself, is going to be slightly different one way or another. There might be a type of diet that you could go on, but it's going to be slightly different for everybody. Who's got celiacs? Sigh. Who's Sigh? Gabe is a celiac. Yeah, he'd like that. Based off information to better people. Yeah, yeah. I think. Yeah. Well, thank you, Chusik. Sometimes it's hard to make the Saturdays. It just depends, because I got some weird stuff going on outside of, like, I do plan on, like, trying to incorporate everything that I've got going on externally, but there's some big things getting ready to happen right here at my, I call it my hometown. On top of, within the next week or two, I should have the contractor in starting the studio up here. I've got something else that's quite, I would consider to be a large ordeal happening. And there's going to be a ton of change and work that has to go into this. But ultimately, I do think that it's certainly going to be worth it. It's going to turn out to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think we shall see, but it's gonna stretch out for like a year, but it's gonna be a lot of stuff. So I need a I need a cameraman bad. I need a cameraman. I don't know where to get one, but I need one. Had a mate who worked as a celiac I think you meant to say celiac pastry chef. This was called celiacs. Gabe rolls. The key is moderation. So Gabe was here February, January, I think. Maybe March. I think it was March, early March. It was like March 1st. Anyway, when Gabe was here, like we went out to eat. We went to Texas Roadhouse. Had a normal meal or whatever. But Gabe was struggling with every meal that he had. And right after he got home from leaving here, I don't remember what he done, how he ended up getting tested for it. He's got a weird or rare type of celiacs, but he found out he got tested, found out he has it, and basically it was like killing off all of his insides, more or less. Like, what do you call it? Like necrotizing or something. Can't remember exactly what the wording was he used, but as soon as he found out, he cut out all gluten, and he's been steadily improving ever since then. He definitely had a lot of, I mean, years of issues from that. What did he again? He's got a rare type where like you can have it and not know that you have it. Like he could get away with eating stuff, but it was hurting him, but not as like it does some people. I don't know. I don't know exactly how to describe it. That's not right how I described it. You guys get what I'm trying to say, though. I don't know enough about it. I know I had a buddy who he had, his wife had it, and she had it like the normal bad kind, and she had all kinds of her intestines removed, and she had all kinds of issues. Like, it was bad. Some such of the latter word. Wait, Gabe, that's not you, is it? Who's Sparrow9612? That used to be Gabe's name. That's not Gabe. That's not Gabe. I don't think that's what it was. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh yeah, the flight to Australia. Yeesh. Oh, that's Australian. Oh. Oh yeah, Dan, definitely. Yeah, that's happening soon. That's first thing that's happening is the apartment. The apartment and the studio. I don't have my drawings. I've got graph paper laid out with the layout of the upstairs and the downstairs. The downstairs I don't have detailed as well, but it doesn't really matter because I'm ripping that bar out of there anyway. It's too big. It's in the wrong place. It's homemade. It's nothing special. Like, that bar's coming out of there about 6 feet of the hardwood floors coming out, where there's already a board missing there anyway. But underneath that is wood floor, and then back behind that is all concrete. I've got to figure out. Where the bathrooms are going, where the plumbing is going. As of right now, I've got 2 mini splits in that bottom in the downstairs that I don't know how. Really, I don't know how they're going to work. So, I mean, they work just fine right now. Like, they work great, but the whole place down there is going to be different, and it's going to, like, I got to gut some of the downstairs, if not all of it. I don't think I'm going to keep any of those walls that are up. So, I got to get that done. I got to get mortar done up there, and contractor needs to come down here and we got to lay out. I think I know how I'm going to lay out the upstairs. I got a real good idea. So the first thing we'll do is redo the wiring for downstairs and just rewire everything that's already there, because we're going to have to change stuff anyway. I think I'm going to add a shower to the already existing bathroom downstairs, and I'm going to leave the majority of the downstairs open. I'm going to create 4 rooms and 1 very large open space. So I'll have a bedroom, a podcast room, a sound room, and a ration storage room, which is going to be, I've got a space for that already. So actually there'll be technically 5 rooms, but there'll be a kitchen. What will I put next to the kitchen? Where you come in the door from outside. Maybe I'll put the podcast room there. I don't know. See, I'm having troubles figuring out the layout. What's up, buddy? Come here, bud. Say hello to everybody. Say hi. Hi, bud. Hi, buddy. Yeah, you smell that. See his neck? I don't know if you can tell. See where that collar ate into him? Oh, it's a good boy. It's a good boy. Yeah, it's a good Garfield. Oh, it's a good Garfield. Yeah. That's a good boy. Yeah, it's a good boy. Easy. Easy. Yeah. He's such a big boy. You gonna bite me? You know how quick that'll change. I'll drop you. Yeah. Okay. Alright. There we go. Down you go, buddy. Do not scratch me, please. He likes to, like, stick his claws out and smack me in the leg. And I don't need no claw marks in my bad leg right now. He weighs about 20 pounds. He weighs at least 15. Between 15 and 20. What? You don't want me to pick you back up. He never wants me to pick him up. He's real weird about it. Garfield. This is Garfield. Yep. Big old huge cat. I got you, buddy. I got you. Yeah, he's a biggin'. Ain't you? See, he got a belly on him. Well, he had ear problems, so apparently orange cats are highly prone to ear issues and skin issues. So where they're fair-skinned, the sun is really bad for them. Hard, it's real hard on them. No. Don't jump up there. I'm saving that barbecue for later. I'm actually going to eat the rest of it later. I got half a burger in there. I could eat, but I ain't eating it tonight. Nope. Look. Oh, buddy, you're so heavy. So heavy. Him so heavy. Yeah, you see his ears. I don't know if you can see. See how they're like pink. No, you don't need to put your hands down, buddy. Oh, all right, here. Looky here. There you go. But yeah, he had ear issues when he first showed up here. When he wouldn't let me touch him, he had almost ripped his ear off. Like he had dug through, and this is before I ever got my hands on him. And even after I got my hands on him, I had issues with him for I don't know, a year or two probably. But I got his ears straightened out now, which I mean they've all healed and stuff, but he ain't got no more ear issues. And he does have some, like, he'll get sores on his neck, up underneath the bottom right there, and on the sides where that collar had eaten into his neck. But yeah, that was bad. It was infected. It stunk. It was bad. It was real bad. Ain't slept since January. You know, I hadn't slept since April of 2016, more or less. And I used to always, well, Stella would get me up every single night. I'd get up. If I was even laying down between 3 and 4 o'clock, she'd usually come in there, and I'd let her out. I didn't realize, like, what that little bit did to where I could sleep straight through. And now, like, I've been getting 4 or 5 hours at one time, and it's better. It's better. Yeah, I'm awake it all out. Yeah. Sometimes I sleep, sometimes I don't. Usually I don't. I mean, my brain, I would say, is probably kind of rewired itself to just, well, it doesn't want to sleep more than 3 hours. It's been an ongoing issue for years, since 2016 now. It's a whole thing. Yeah, it can be exhausting. Sometimes it doesn't bother me, though. Like, I've gotten used to it. Have you tried extended? I've tried it. I've tried it all. I've tried everything. They had me on every medication that they make. I think at one time they had me on 9 different prescription medications. That's when I ended up in the hospital with, oh, that was just one doctor, too, by the way. Between all my doctors, I think I was on 13 different medications. That was not 13 pills. That was 13 different medications per day. I can't remember how many pills it was. It was like 30 some, maybe 40 some. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was stupid. My gut stopped working. That's what your pancreas does, breaks down all the food and stuff. Couldn't fight the chemicals anymore. And on top of that, I was taking ibuprofen just trying to make it through the TV show, and I'm convinced that's what happened. They tried to convince me are you sure you don't drink? I said, look, dude, I don't even have a drink at all. Like, maybe once every couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks, if, like, us and the crew would go out to eat or something. Sometimes not even then, though. So sometimes it might be not at all. But yeah, they tried to blame it on me being an alcoholic. I'm like, I'm not a freaking alcoholic. I don't like alcohol. That is definitely not it. Yeah, they were making me mad, though, because they weren't listening. And they acted like my list of prescriptions had nothing to do with it. I think it might have. Just a hunch. All right, guys, I've rumbled on for long enough. We all should be thankful for any of the soldiers that aren't with us anymore, and the ones that still are, who fought for all of our freedom. Whether that's turned out good or bad, it doesn't matter. It was for the right reasons, or ultimately for the right reasons. So you should take a minute to think about that spend it in silence on your own or talk to your family. If you got a soldier, call a soldier. You might need to talk to somebody. You never know. Be safe. Memorial Day weekend is one of those that's kind of like the 4th of July weekend. There's only a few weekends that are what I would consider to be raised danger levels because of just a couple idiots. You know, it just takes a couple or one. It just takes one really. So everybody, if you're going to go somewhere, be safe. And yeah, take a minute. Memorial Day. I know my grandpa's going to be on my thoughts. He was my big war vet, World War II vet that I learned a lot from, spent a lot of time with. Kind of shaped me into somewhat to who I am. So couldn't be any more proud of that guy. Really, just a stellar example of a real man, for sure. Seems like we're not lacking, I wouldn't say, but we're definitely diminishing in the qualities and the type of those fellas. I don't think I could ever come close to living up to the standard of the representation and what he had done. And I just do my best to try to put forth a little bit of what he instilled in me and try to pass that down to my kids, and hopefully they'll pass it down to theirs. Hopefully. But all right, guys, be careful. Take it easy on this Memorial Day weekend. And it was good having everybody here. I really appreciate you guys hanging out in the chat. And yeah, I will try to see you guys next Saturday unless something comes up. Like I said, there's a lot going on, and I will try to inform you guys of that. I just can't right this minute, but I will be able to right after it happens, and then I'll be free to. I mean, I can tell you now, but I don't want to lose it. So, all right. Thanks to my patrons. Thank you guys for sending super chats. Dan and LC. You guys don't have to do that. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Later, guys.